Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Happy to see you. Today I will be talking about this drinks right in front of me, Olipop versus Poppi. And the reason why is because they both have a claim of prebiotic benefits. But then before I dive into this product, I just want to give an overview of what prebiotics are compared to probiotics. So probiotics are live microorganisms that we do consume that benefits us, but then the host. And then with prebiotics, they're actually not easy for us to digest, but we consume it because within our GI tract, there are bacteria, there are beneficial bacteria, fungi, virus, and also bacteria, fungi, virus, and yeast that are present within our GI tract that actually helps and aids our digestion. So in here we have like our gut health and gut microbiome actually benefits from what we consume in terms of prebiotics. So the prebiotics that we consume actually can be beneficial if you consume the right ones from certain fibers. So for this particular drinks in front of us, they've claimed that they have prebiotic claims in them, but there's one that I feel like fares better in the prebiotic department compared to the other brand. But if you want to know what that one is, you gotta subscribe. And you gotta keep watching the video to find out what it is. But going back to the prebiotic versus the probiotics, for probiotics, we can get that readily, easily without having issues digesting that from like your yogurt, your kefir, your kimchi, your sauerkraut. But it's really not the case when it comes to prebiotics. So prebiotics, think about it as more of a synergistic effect. So pretty much what that means is that we're consuming it not so we can readily use it, but so that the gut health and the gut microbiome and the bacteria and fungi and yeast and viruses that are present within the GI tract can consume this and in turn help us balance our digestion, help aid our digestion, and also help make sure that the gut microbiome is functioning at its prime, at its premium level. If you're consuming these drinks and you feel like, oh, I noticed that one of them actually helps make my digestion better, I'm not bloating as much, there is a reason why. There is science to it. That's the reason why you're benefiting from it. But also at the same time, with these two different drinks, Poppi is a brand that is more like a kitchen experiment. It was developed in the kitchen. They whipped some things together with apple cider vinegar being like their core ingredients that they're calling out, is the one that they kind of like are using as their base to have that prebiotic claim. Whereas Olipop on the other side actually has more science backing it up. They have a bunch of PhD people, collecting data, doing the science, getting the research done. And the way I'm seeing the way that this particular brand called Olipop works is more, think about it more like, so they have scientists, PhD people collecting data from research they're conducting and then putting that research data and results into R&D, which is research and product development, and then also from there putting that into application and then launching a product and then putting it on the shelf for you to enjoy. That's really how I'm thinking that their work process or the flow of their science to product works. But then when it comes to Poppi on the other hand, it's more about like, oh, this stuff is a good idea, I think it's gonna work, let's make some amazing flavors, throw it out on the shelf and hope for the best. So in my opinion, I feel like because Olipop is backed by science and they have actually more dietary fiber claim. So Poppi actually has 2 grams of dietary fiber, whereas Olipop on the other hand has 9 grams of dietary fiber. That is a huge difference. So 2 grams versus 9 grams, that is a whole lot of difference and your body is gonna feel that effect. But it also comes down to the ingredient statement as well. Let me compare 2 of the like similar ingredient list or similar flavor. Let's take Dr. Godwin, which is from Olipop, and Dr. Pop, which is from Poppi. So let's look at this ingredient list real quick. So they have sparkling water, organic cane sugar, apple juice, fruit juice color, organic apple cider vinegar, organic agave inulin, natural flavors, stevia, natural tartaric acid, green tea, caffeine, concentrate. But then when you come to Olipop and look at this one for the Dr. Goodwin, it has carbonated water, Olismad. So Olismad, I'm guessing is their branded, the secret sauce, let's just say. But then within that Olismad, they have cassava root fiber, chicory root inulin, Jerusalem artichoke inulin, nopal cactus, calendula flower, kudzu root, marshmallow root, slippery elm bark. So you can see that they've got a lot more going on of those fiber that you need. And in the standard American diet, there isn't enough fiber in it, so you really have to go out of your way to consume fiber, which is hard for a lot of people. I can tell you right now on the spot that I don't do a good job consuming my own dietary fiber intake on a daily basis. So having a drink like this would really benefit me a lot. Would kind of just hold me over and help me in that place where I'm lacking, just like a lot of other people. That's what they have in that section of that fiber stuff. So if you keep going, they have allulose syrup. I love allulose because it's a form of sweetener that is sweet, that is similar to sugar without the caloric guilt, which is why I like it. And by the way, if you don't know why I wear this lab coat, I'm a food scientist, just thought you should know. And then they have cassava root syrup, they have prune juice concentrate, plum juice concentrate, tart cherry juice concentrate, natural spice flavor. So that's what the ingredient list look like. So you see that they're packing in more into their product from a fiber standpoint to be able to have that claim of prebiotic. But that's what happens when you have PhD, when you have a product backed by science, when you have a product that there's more research going into it, there's more science. I don't have a PhD, I just stopped at master's. So I have a master's in food science and a bachelor's in food science, and I respect that thought process of actually seeking people that know what they're doing and getting them to provide you that knowledge and expertise that you can actually use to back up your product. You know, you got to back your product up with science if you can help it and if you can afford it. So I know that making a product like this takes a lot of time, takes a lot of work, takes a lot of research and a ton of energy to actually get to this point where you have something that you can put out there proudly and backed by science. Nothing against Poppi, don't get me wrong. When you have a claim like prebiotic claim, you want to do the research and see what's compatible to make your product really stand out. And as a consumer, I know where I'll be leaning, but let me not say too much. Let's reel it back a little bit. Let me not go into depth yet. I'm going to taste the flavors and I'm going to see how they fare against each other. And I'm thinking what they've done here, they've tried to create an alternative for your standard soda flavors like your Coke and your Dr. Pepper, and they've tried to make a version of their own that still delivers on that flavor, I'm guessing, but not quite the sugary guilt of the other guys, you know? So first up, I haven't drank soda in so long, so I'm not exactly, I don't do well with carbonation, so I'm doing this for you to educate you, enlighten you, and provide you with healthy options, because that's what we do here. We have fun, and then we also bring science in when we can. So I don't know which one to start with. I like orange, so I think I'm gonna finish off on the sweet note, and I'm gonna get the ones I don't really like out of the way. Like this. It's like Jesus parting the Red Sea. First off, I will be doing the version of Dr. Pepper. I don't drink Dr. Pepper. It's not my favorite soda to drink. I think it just tastes very medicinal to me, but we'll see. So we'll start with Poppi. Oh, there you go. Called Dog Pop, as you can see. And I'm just gonna go for it. It smells really good. Okay, not bad. Okay, that's decent. Now we're going into Dr. Goodwin by Olipop. Wow. Flavor is decent. Like I said, I don't really care for Dr. Pepper, but honestly, this too, not bad at all. Let me try this one again and see. The flavor in Dog Pop, I feel like it's more subtle. It has more of a upfront sweetness, but it's not very strong, like intense flavor. Whereas Olipop, the sweetness is mellowed, but then the flavor is like punches you in the face, you know what I mean? It's like right there, and I'm like, wow. But if I was to say which one is closer to Dr. Pepper, Dr. Goodwin is much closer to Dr. Pepper. I feel like I'm getting that Dr. Pepper note profile in there, but it's not too strong. Like I said, it's not super intense, but it's just right for you to just know that, like, whoa, that tastes like Dr. Pepper kind of. I would give that an actual 8.5 out of 10. For real, 8.5, which is not bad. And this one, just because they're missing that flavor department, I do like the sweetness though, I'm not gonna lie, that one is sweeter. Obviously it's got cane sugar. I would definitely give this one an 8 out of 10, just because I feel like it still has a lot going for it. Like yes, for flavor, it's decent. Sweetness, way ahead of this guy, obviously, because it's cane sugar. Overall, not a bad product. 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next one, which is supposed to be their version of Coca-Cola. And this one is by Poppi. right there. It's called Classic Cola, and this one is Vintage Cola right there. Let me start with this one. The ingredient list is quite similar to the other one. I think the only thing that might have changed is the natural cola flavor, and this one has Alpina Galanga root, stevia leaf, still similar to the other one. I think they all have green tea, so they have a little bit of caffeine going on in there. This one also has green tea, so there's a similar ingredient between these two guys, which is green tea, caffeine, and this one is 25 calories while this one is 35 calories. Obviously, because of all that fiber you're getting, you're gonna get us some calorie from that. Oh, they're not all the same calories. And Dr. Goldwyn is 45 calories while Pop is 25 calories. Oh my gosh, it smells like Coke. Wow, that is some flavor work right there. Oh, it smells like Coke. If you like Coke, this is it. Does it taste like Coke? I need a minute. It doesn't. It kind of does. In the beginning, like, you taste it and you're like, whoa, that's Coke. And then when the flavor just kind of like, when you just keep drinking it, you're just like, wait a minute. There's something in the background that is not quite Coke-like. 5 out of 10. So now moving to Poppi. It doesn't smell like Coke. It doesn't taste like Coke. It doesn't smell like Coke, but I feel like it's somewhat better than the Olipop Vintage Cola. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like you get more of that cola notes coming through without anything fighting it. For wanting to be like Coke or wanting to have more of that Coke profile with the caramel and the cola and the, you know, just the intense richness and like notes and stuff, I feel like it's similar-ish. The logic is like on the way. I would also give this a 5. So I'm gonna put them aside and we're gonna move on to another flavor. And then we're gonna go into ginger lime from Poppi and ginger lemon from Olipop. We're gonna start with ginger lime from Poppi, and this one has 15 calories. Wow, that's really low. Ha! Found it. This one doesn't even call out fiber at all. Like, okay, so the other ones had dietary fiber. If you're drinking this, think you're gonna get in dietary fiber, aka your supposed prebiotic claim. But where's your inulin though? Where is your inulin? Where is your other fiber? Where did you put it? It's like sparkling filtered water, apple cider vinegar, ginger juice, lime juice, lemon juice, organic cane sugar, natural flavors, and stevia. Come on. Let's start with the ginger lime from Poppi. It's very gingery, I'll tell you that. Whoa, that was a lot of ginger. That was a lot. You get a little bit of that ginger in the background, but that lime is nowhere in hiding. It's in plain sight. Okay, for flavor, for concept being a prebiotic drink, a ginger lime flavor. I get the components of the flavor. So in the flavor department, not bad. I see where they are going. I respect it. As far as the prebiotic claim, I'm gonna dock points. It's a 4 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry for not having your prebiotic. Where's your inulin? What happened? Did you drop it? Now we're gonna go to Olipop ginger lemon. That's ginger. That is very gingery. Whew. That is ginger. And for them having a prebiotic, keeping their like ingredient list consistent with the prebiotic claim, I definitely wanna award them a drumroll, please. 8 out of 10. I have to move on. Root beer. So root beer, Poppi, and classic root beer from Olipop. 25 calories. Okay, so here's the thing I'm gonna say right now, and because it's kind of pissing me off. The color on this packaging, it's like you really have to stress to read it. Like, you have to have good vision to read this, because white on this background, it's a no. Just work on your colors. Seriously, how hard is it? Anyways, root beer. We'll start with the one from Poppi, and it has 25 calories. There's fiber in this one, this time around 2 grams. And then, you get the smell. You get the root beer smell. Yeah, okay. I would give it a 8 out of 10. They really did try very hard with that flavor profile. So 8 out of 10 for that. Let's see what this is gonna taste like. Kind of wants to smell like root beer, but not quite. Not my fave, sorry. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10. I don't like the flavor. I just can't, I can't. And here we are for the orange. I hope I'm not gonna be disappointed because this is too much excitement for a potential disappointment. Let's stay positive. We're finishing on, oh, by the way, the calories. The root beer from Poppi is 25 calories, and then the classic root beer is 35 calories if you care about calories. They managed to make sure that their prebiotic claim with their fiber is in this one. This one has the 2 grams dietary fiber, 25 calories, similar ingredient list to the rest, except now it has orange juice. So outside of the olive smart, which I've read before, I'm not gonna read it again, they have the lemon juice, apple juice concentrate, mandarin juice concentrate, cassava root syrup, clementine juice concentrate, rose hip, acerola, cherry, stevia leaf, Himalayan pink salt, orange extract. This one has 9 grams of fiber, still calories is 45, 25, 45. So for every of those drinks that I'm noticing now from Olipop, they've actually described the flavor profile that they were hoping to master. Let's put this guy to the test and see what we think. Start off with the orange from Poppi. Oh, yeah. That smell, are you kidding me? Oh, wow, it kind of smells like Fanta. It's too full. Not bad, not bad. I'm impressed, I must say. I'm impressed. That might be their best one yet of the collection I have, obviously. That's really not bad. I would definitely drink that. I don't know if I'll go out of my way to get it. I think that's fun. That's a fun one. I would give this an 8 out of 10. The flavor I like. The smell, spot on. The execution, I'm glad that this one has the prebiotic benefit, not pro. We just clarified that in the beginning of the video. And I feel like for what it is, an 8 out of 10. They did a good job on this one. Let's move on to the orange squeeze. The smell is not hitting. It's not hitting like I wanted to hit. You're getting the mandarin and the clementines like they described, so definitely not like Fanta. It's more like orange juice kind of, which I shouldn't be surprised. It did say orange juice was in here somewhere. Oh wait, it's orange extract. I'm gonna go with Poppi on this one just because I like the flavor better. I thought they did a better job with that orange soda-like, you know, wannabe. This one is just more, think about like if you have orange juice that you made by squeezing an actual orange and then you let it sit for a little bit and then you went back to drink it. I think for me that's what this is kind of tasting. It's not quite as rich orangey notes that I was expecting, and I know some people really love this flavor, so I'm trying to be very delicate. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. I think if you're drinking this and there are other flavors, you're drinking it for the prebiotic benefits, which is not a bad thing, which is good. Final thoughts on Olipop versus Poppi. We can bring them all back in. So as far as the Olipop versus Poppi, what do I think? I feel like the flavor for the Olipop, just because of all the ingredients, because when you add, as a food scientist, thank you. When you add all these extra ingredients to your ingredient list, they're going to like impact it one way or the other. If I'm making a sea salt caramel something, we like to stay true to something. So if we say strawberries and cream, we have to give strawberries and cream so that when you go taste it, you get strawberry and cream, because that's what we're saying that it is. In this case with Olipop, because of all those prebiotic benefits that they're pushing in their claim, because of the benefits of those prebiotics that they're pushing for, I feel like it's the flavors that are like trying to come to, you know, the top, but they're just not quite as strong, you know, or like they're not just quite as clean, I think is the word. They're not quite as like clean picking through, just because they have so much going on in their ingredient statement, as they should. backed by science and for the benefits of it. So if you're drinking these drinks like with Olipop, you're not drinking it because you're just like,
oh my gosh, I want to drink something that tastes like Dr. Pepper without the guilt and stuff.
You're drinking it for the prebiotic benefits. But then when it comes to the flavor, set your expectations not as high, because some of these flavors might not be what you think they're going to taste like. So you have to go in very neutral, and just know that when you're drinking this, you're doing it for your gut microbiome, you're doing it for your digestive health. And if you do have issues where your digestive health is quite extreme, I am not prescribing this as like your one and done fix all. I'm not a doctor, I'm just a food scientist that gets paid to make awesome food products, that's it. But if you have issues, definitely seek out the advice and help of a professional like a doctor. I am not a doctor, I have masters in food science, that's it. So anyways, going back to Olipop, you're drinking it for the prebiotic benefits, but as far as the flavor, set your expectation not so high, but just know that like drinking it is more of that prebiotic benefit. And we encourage you to try different flavors, find the ones that you like, and then you can stick with them, rotate them, do whatever you want with them. As far as Poppi goes, don't have such high expectations for a prebiotic benefit. You know, just going like for the flavors, they knock some of them right out of the pack. They did a decent job at them, you know, so they're more fun to drink than the Olipop. I think I would struggle getting through an Olipop drink, but if I do finish it, I'll be like, I did that for my health. I did not do that because it tasted like fruit punch, you know, or I did not do that because it tasted like Dr. Pepper, but I would say that like I did it for my health. But with Poppi, it's more like, yeah, it's a fun drink, I can have it here and there, but just know that like you're gonna have to do more as far as like getting your prebiotic benefits in, you know, like your fibers are so important. And overall with this product, if you don't want to drink them, that's fine, but if you do decide to drink them, just know that like they're not made equal. It's not a I can replace one with the other because they're similar and stuff. They're not similar, as you can see from breaking down the ingredient list and also tasting them side by side against each other. They're not made equal. They both have prebiotic claims, but they're not both prebiotically beneficial. You get my drift. In the probiotic departments, they're not made equal. In the ingredient departments, they're not made equal. In the flavor departments, they're really not made equal. So my point is that get your prebiotic intake any way you can, because just as your probiotics are important, so are your prebiotics. Find your sources that you do like and make sure that your intake is prime, you know, because you want to pay attention to that, because your gut health and your digestive health, very important. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence to consume food that actually do favor your prebiotic intake, to be able to make sure that like those guys on the inside, your bacteria, your fungi, your virus, your yeast, they're like beneficial to your digestive system and to your digestive health, are being taken care of by giving them the nutrients that they need, so that synergistically they can make you happy by keeping your microbiome in top shape. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.